Okay, let's talk about your brain's diet. We are constantly feeding it stuff, right? But have you ever stopped to think about the nutritional value of, say, an hour of scrolling through shorts versus just kicking back and listening to your favorite album? We're going to break down the science of what's really happening inside your head.
You know that feeling, right? You finally put your phone down after what you swear was only 5 minutes, but was probably more like 45, and you just feel weird, kind of empty, a little restless. Maybe your brain feels a bit like fog. Well, it turns out that feeling is not in your head. Well, it is, but it's not random. It all comes down to one tiny, powerful chemical.
And that brings us to the star of our show today, dopamine. This is the neurotransmitter that basically runs your brain's reward system. It's the good job chemical that makes you feel pleasure, helps you focus, and gives you the motivation to, get up and do things. But like any sensitive system, it can get thrown way out of whack.
All right, so first up on the menu for our brain's diet, short-form video. Honestly, the best way to think about this is as the junk food of our digital world. It's fast, it's easy, and boy is it engineered to be addictive.
So what's the secret sauce here? Well, the algorithms behind these platforms, they have one goal and one goal only, to keep you watching. And they do it by serving up this endless, totally unpredictable stream of quick little rewards. It could be a funny cat, a wild stunt, a surprising fact. You never know what's next.
And with every single swipe to a new video, your brain's reward center gets this little jolt. It's like a tiny bing of dopamine. And it feels good, right? So you swipe again. Bing! Another little hit. And again. And again. Before you know it, you're stuck in a loop.
But here is where it gets tricky. Our brains are incredibly good at adapting. So when they get used to these constant, rapid-fire dopamine hits, they start to expect it. In fact, they begin to crave that level of high-frequency stimulation, just to feel normal.
And that leads directly to something we can call the dopamine crash cycle. It's simple, really. You get the quick reward from the video, that triggers the dopamine burst. Your brain immediately craves more, so you keep scrolling. But what happens when you finally stop? Yep, the crash.
So what does this crash actually feel like? Well, it's that exact feeling of emptiness we started with. It's that sudden boredom, that restlessness, that feeling of what do I do now? Your brain's dopamine system has basically been on a sugar high, and now it's coming down, hard.
Okay, now let's switch gears and look at a totally different kind of content for your brain, music. If short videos are the junk food, you can think of music as a balanced, nutritious, healthy meal. Listening to music absolutely releases dopamine. That's a big part of why it feels so incredible. But the way it does it is completely different. It's not a bunch of random, unpredictable jolts. It's a much smoother, more controlled, and sustained release of that feel-good chemical.
The thing is, the pleasure we get from music is built on structure. It's about rhythm and melody, and this amazing thing our brains do with anticipation. Your brain learns the pattern of a song, and it releases dopamine not just at the chorus, but in the build-up to it. It's a satisfying journey, not just a series of cheap thrills. And the results of this healthier dopamine release? They're fantastic. Music can genuinely improve your mood. It can help you focus when you're working or studying. It can even boost your creativity. And it does all this without pushing your brain into that overstimulated state that just leads to a crash. So, we've got these two very different ways of getting that dopamine hit. Let's put them side by side, a real head-to-head comparison, so you can see just how different they are.
I mean, when you see it laid out like this, it's pretty stark, isn't it? For short videos, you've got this rapid, unpredictable pattern that can actually cause a dopamine crash. But with music, you get a steady, emotional release that promotes relaxation and focus. The contrast is just crystal clear.
So at the end of the day, it's really a battle between these unpredictable bursts versus a steady release. One of them leads to emotional fatigue, that drained, burnt-out feeling. The other provides a balanced experience that actually builds you up instead of wearing you down. Okay, so what's the point of all this? What do we actually do with this information? How can we take this knowledge and build a better, healthier dopamine diet for our own brains?
Well, the biggest key to maintaining healthy, stable dopamine levels isn't about finding new hacks for a quick hit. It's actually about being mindful and intentionally limiting those activities that are specifically designed to overstimulate you.
And of course, it's about actively choosing more natural, calming sources of pleasure. Things like listening to music, which we've been talking about, but also getting some exercise, and, this one's huge, having real, meaningful social interactions with actual people. Now let me be clear. This is not me saying you should delete all your apps and never watch a short video again. That's not the point. The point isn't to demonize anything. It's about awareness, it's about balance, it's about understanding what you're feeding your brain and making conscious choices.
So, I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. As you go about the rest of your day, think about it. What's on your brain's menu? Are you just feeding it a steady diet of digital junk food that's going to leave you feeling drained? Or are you nourishing it with things that actually promote focus, balance, and well-being? The choice is yours.